This is VP200 port scanning. So first we're going to do banner grabbing. Now this is how Berkeley standard sockets work, which made the internet. These are the original TCP/IP sockets that created the internet. You have these socket objects, so you import the library, you create a socket object, and then you connect to an IP address or URL on a port. So this is going to connect to one of my servers on port 22. When you connect, that sends a TCP handshake if it's on your Network Plus SYN, SYNAC, ACK. And after the TCP handshake is completed, some protocols immediately send a banner to you to tell you what you're doing, and SSH is one of them. SSH is what runs on port 22. So immediately the server will send some data back, and the receive function will receive that data, and I'm going to print whatever comes back, and that's it. Then I'm going to close the socket. So it connects to my server. Right now it's spinning up the container to run for me. And there it ran and returned the banner, and the SSH specification says that the banner should tell you which version of SSH you're using, and that's what it did. So this is working fine. All right, now let's change it to something that doesn't exist, like ADS. There's no such server. So if you run it now, you get an error, and the error is name or service not known. It couldn't find anything from that name. So that's all right. It's kind of ugly though, so it would be more professional to control the error handling. And you do that here. You define it as before. Now instead of just connecting, you try to connect. I wonder if there's any way to get this stupid thing to go away. All right, you try to connect here, and if anything fails, it'll go to the accept part and print out the error. So this is error handling. Instead of just letting the program crash and create a default error message, I control it. So if any of these actions cannot be performed, it will give me a friendly error message without all the extra junk, name or service not known. So that's not bad. Now, if I go back to a server that does exist, AD, all right, this one has a banner which works. Now, if I connect to port 80 is HTTP, and my server is listening on port HTTP, port 80. The problem is HTTP does not have a banner. When you do the handshake, it doesn't return anything right away. It waits for a correctly formatted HTTP request, which is not forthcoming, so it's just going to hang forever. And it's going to take a long time. It's going to wait to timeout, and the default timeout is like 1 or 2 minutes, which is too long to wait, very annoying. So if you don't want to wait forever, then you have to set the timeout, and you do it with s.setTimeout. So I can do that here, s.setTimeout to, say, 1 second. There, and it just won't spend very long waiting before it gives up. Now, just after a couple seconds, it quits. So that's much more productive if I'm going to make a port scanner that's going to test various servers on various ports, and I expect a lot of those ports to be unresponsive, and I don't want my program to hang up for minutes on every one that's unresponsive. I want it to give up quickly and tell me the result. All right. And now you can accept user input. So I might want to vary this port. So I'm going to change this to a variable called port, and I'm going to define the port with user input. So it'll be port equals int of input. I got to type better. Actually, the AI is doing a good job. There. I'd like to accept that. Well, I can't figure out how to accept it. Tab didn't do it, and right arrow didn't do it. There, I like that. How do I approve it? Tab? There, tab did it. So the AI filled it in for me. Enter port. There. That'll ask the user enter port, and whatever they put in, it'll run it through integer and connect on that port. So let's try it. So the port now, if I go to 22, enter, it finds the banner. If I run it again and I go to 80, then enter. Then it times out. If I run it again and I go to a port that's not in use, like 88, and enter, then it says connection refused. And those are the 3 possibilities. Either it answers and you get a banner, or it answers, or it doesn't answer, or it hangs forever, giving you no banner. Those are the 3 possible results. All right, so once you've got that going, then you can use your program to find various services. Here's a listening port that ends in thousands. There's another one in another range on a different server. And then there's ones that are trickier. Here you're going to connect to it. Let's try this one. Connect to this server on port 2210. This one here is more exciting. If I go here, there's the server to connect to. And the port is always going to be this port number. So I'll put that in explicitly. And I'll quit asking for the port. I'll just comment this line out. All right, now it'll connect and I'll see what comes back. So let's run it. And when I connect, see, it gives you this message. Now you're going to have to learn this port number and connect to it. And it's different every time. This was 22281. Now it's 22242 and so on. So you have to respond within 3 seconds. So what you have to do is harvest that number. And I hope you remember, I think there was one like this a while ago. And now what you do, instead of just printing the response, you put it in a variable, r equals response. And then you try to guess where that number is. So you can print, first print r in its completeness, and then print r, say, 40 to 50, a slice of r. All right, see if I can get the stupid AI garbage out of the way. There, r bracket 40 to 50. All right, so I'm going to print the whole response and then from 40 to 50. So there, oh, I hit pretty good. 40 to 50 did include the number. So it looks like I want to tighten it up a bit, like 41 to 45 or 46, and then I'll have the number I need to turn into an integer and connect again on that port with another socket connection object to complete the challenge. But that's the trick. You take the response, put it in a variable, and then you find some way to pick out the useful part of the variable to figure out what to do next. That's one of them. Here's another one. This one's going to have a port number hidden in a whole paragraph, and you're going to have to hunt through the paragraph and find the 5-digit number and respond to that to get the flag. So lets you practice string manipulation and network traffic. So I'll stop this one.